What's up guys? So I just got my hands on the new NF53 from PRS, courtesy of the lovely folks at Guitar Paradise in Melbourne. And today I'm going to talk about this guitar and give you guys a bit of a heads up of what it's all about, my personal thoughts on it, a little bit of a review and a demo. Okay guys, so originally I wasn't sure exactly what to expect with this. Obviously we're going for a T style guitar when PRS dropped this, and it was a little bit of a shock to the community, and originally I didn't know if I liked the design, but having seen it in person and sat with it, I think this guitar is absolutely gorgeous and quite special, and everyone that's seen it has remarked on that, and that's really sort of one of the features I've found with this guitar and putting up pictures and everything on my social media, is that it's very eye-catching and really well designed, actually, just visually and aesthetically. Now, in terms of playing, this guitar is absolutely fantastic. So we have a really thick, chunky neck. So on the PRS website, it's described as a pattern 53. Now, basically it's modeled off a really old school 1953 Tele neck. It's big, it's chunky, and it fits really well in the hands. And I actually really like it. It's one of my favorite features of this guitar. It doesn't feel cumbersome. It just feels really nice to sort of sit there while you're playing away on this thing. And then obviously the second biggest feature are these new pickups, the Narrowfield DD pickups. These are absolutely fantastic and really stood out to me when I put this guitar through its paces in my Pro Tools sessions recording it. Zero hum, zero noise, absolute pristine clarity, and quite a nice tone. You can get that old school kind of snappy Tele style tone out of this, but it can handle more modern stuff as well without getting noisy, hummy, or just fizzy, which I found with some of these more vintage inspired guitars. So typical amazing job from PRS is they take a classic design, they innovate it, they push it forward, they make it better. And I found this with the single cut designs, say the Tremontis and the Macardis with the PRS lineup. I find them absolutely amazing to play over more traditional guitars and guitar brands. And it's the same thing with this. This is absolutely a stunning guitar. And I'm considering it myself of adding it to my arsenal because the tones that you can get out of this thing are absolutely amazing. So I've done a little bit of a demo where you guys can hear for yourself, but I am trying to distinguish what this guitar can do, because obviously you can jump on PRS's website and you're going to get the country twangy bluesy demos on there that is pretty typical of PRS. And sorry guys, it's a little bit boomer-ish for me. So I want to see what this guitar is actually capable of when we apply a more modern or heavier style to it and what it can do. So check out my demo here. Okay, so now we've done that, I want to talk about some of my favorite features. My favorite things I got out of this was just that spanky, twangy, spaghetti western tone out of this for cleans. I think the cleans are absolutely pristine and amazing on this. Now, the pickups aren't the hottest in the world, and that's what you would expect out of this style of a guitar, but they do handle gain and distortion really well, and they kind of give this warmth to the distortion and just round the edge off of the distortion a little bit. So it's not super gainy, not super trebly, but just kind of a more vintage inspired sound with gain. So the amplifier that I've modeled, which I usually model on most of my videos, is a Bogner Ecstasy, and I do drive my gain pretty hard on them. And this thing actually rounded off really nicely and I thought did a fantastic job. So let's talk about some of the features and the specs on this guitar. So we have a swamp ash body, and you can see a nitro finish on this, which is a bit of a new thing from the guys. We have the pickups, which I've spoken about, the Narrowfield DDs, which are actually humbuckers rather than single coils, but they're single coil sounding pickups without the downside of single coils with hum. We have a plate style bridge, you'll see, so a very vintage inspired bridge. We have a 53 style neck, maple board, maple neck, and a bolt-on construction. You'll see there if I show the back of the guitar. And we have these new tuners. Now, being a PRS guy, I was a little worried about the change away from the locking tuners, thinking that tuning stability would be a bit of an issue, but it's not. I haven't had this guitar once go out of tune, and it's very cold down here in Australia at the moment, where we're having a couple of -degree nights, and our houses aren't very well insulated down here, so we do feel the effects of temperature change, and then we obviously chuck the heaters on during the day and sometimes at night as well. So this guitar has been through that, but it hasn't once dropped out of tune, which has been absolutely amazing. And considering I put it through its paces in a recording session as well, it's an absolute workhorse. That's why I like this guitar so much. I would consider it an absolute workhorse for a professional, but even if you're, a hobbyist, an amateur, semi-professional, this is a great guitar to have in your lineup, and I would personally look at recommending it to anyone who wants this sort of a style guitar. Obviously, you're paying a premium for it. This is PRS at the end of the day. We are a boutique brand, and we do pay a bit of a premium when we want something boutique, but I think it's worth it for the innovation with pushing this forward. Now, my only gripe, and the guys at PRS know this, is that when I'm spending big money on a guitar, I want a hard case. It's my only sort of issue with this guitar is that it comes with a soft case. It's a good soft case, but I do want a hard case with my guitar, which doesn't come as standard, that you need to fork out extra for, which I do feel is a little unfair. And PRS, I know that you guys sort of hold that up for the core line, but I think you need to look at introducing that. That's my only negative. Otherwise, this guitar is absolutely fantastic. You've heard what it can do from the demo, and I highly recommend and hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Looking forward to your comments below, and if you guys end up getting one of your own, hit me up and let me know how you go with it.